Hello and welcome to the News Minute. I am in Madurai, right outside a beautiful brick house that belongs to writer Muthukrishnan, who is based out of Madurai, who has some fascinating insights about Madurai and its politics, the politics of Tamil Nadu and why it matters, and particularly at this time when Thiruparankundram is a hotly contested issue, and this issue is something that is dominating the political discourse in Tamil Nadu. We are going to meet him and talk to him about why Thiruparankundram matters and what it means for him personally. Sir, vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
Nice
Vanakkam,
meeting
Shabbir.
you.
Welcome.
Yes.
So, welcome to my library. This is my library.
This is a beautiful place. We have been seeing this on TV screens and the multiple YouTube interviews that you have given. So, I've always been wanting to visit and see this place.
Yeah.
So, this election season, Madurai is one of the hotly contested areas. That's because of the Thiruparankundram issue. So, you have been someone who has lived in the city for a very long time. What does Thiruparankundram mean to you, sir? What does the city mean to you first?
Madurai is like, it's close to my heart. It's in my blood, I can say. I learned Tamil at the age of 20, 21, but from that, I have been like, I have deeply felt that I belong to this place, I belong to this language, reading the culture, reading the history of Tamil Nadu. Then I run a movement called Green Walk, where we go to all the hillocks of Madurai to learn about the Jain caves and the inscriptions. And like that, I have been seeing that it's not only me. The people living here are very passionate and proud about their city. So, Tamil pride is a pride. Madurai pride is Tamil pride and Tamil pride is Madurai. They translate vice versa. So, that's the pride that I live in a city which has a continuous history of the last 3,000 years. So, I always feel proud.
So, Madurai is on the national map after Kelvi. There's a lot of enquiries about what exactly has been unearthed in Kelvi. What are they saying and what are they not saying? What are they hiding? These are the questions that are being raised by many.
I have a lot of books on Madurai. So, I can show you a couple of them. One of the books I possess is the Madura Country Manual by J.H. Nelson. So, he was a revenue officer, and this book was published in, you can see that 1868.
Wow.
So, this book is a very wonderful book. Anyone who is going to study about Madurai can't miss this book. Likewise, you have many old books, like this is the history of the Nayaks, and you have this is on Yusuf Khan. I have a whole lot of books that go deep into Madurai, and I have some more collections also, which when I wrote the history of Madurai, I had the whole collection over here, and now I have limited it to a smaller collection of books over here. This is Greenwell Years by Manohar Devdas. On Madurai, I think my collection is around 120 books.
Okay.
I have in my collection. So, that helps me, and I have written, I wrote a series, Tumanagar and Ninevugal, which is a very popular book. So, I love digging into that. I keep digging into history.
So, you run this movement called Green Walk, where you gather all these youngsters, you take them to the hillocks and historical places of political importance, I would say.
Historical,
political heritage.
History itself political.
Political, yes. So, what has been your experience in engaging with these youngsters, talking to them about history? What have been their views about the city?
In Madurai, there is a curiosity of people to learn about these things. I started the movement in 2009, in which I had 35 people. But every month the crowd was swelling. It went up to 1,000 people per walk, and then I had a lot of restrictions from the government, and I had to bring it down. Now the number is 250 to 300. I limit it over there. So, I see there is a constant thirst of history. So, what we speak over there is not the written history. We speak about we dissect history over there. We talk about all the faith, and we talk about the real timelines, we talk about the real history, that is unspoken history, the people's history. So we go to the villages, we get the narratives from the people, then we have all the narratives of Tamil scholars over here, which is unheard. Like we speak a history, or we take people to monuments which are road less traveled. We don't do the popular things at all. We do all the roadless things, and these roadless things we started, and we have around 60 places in our list today.
Okay.
But a popular tourist, an international tourist or a national domestic tourist who arrives in Madurai is shown only 6 or 7 places. But we have a list of 70 places. We have early morning hikes, treks too. We have a variety of cuisine for the tourist who is going to come to Madurai. So this has, in the last 17 years, has changed the narrative of Madurai, of how Madurai has to be seen. Now we get phone calls from various hotels or institutions in Madurai asking that the guys who have turned up want to do a roadless travel. So now we also help them to do these curated tours for the guests, where we take them to the Jain monuments around Madurai. So in Madurai, if you are going to get out of Madurai in any direction, you will have hillocks. Now all these hillocks have Jaina monuments and Tamil inscriptions over there, which are damn old. But they are like, no one bothers about that. You don't have a proper infra over there, proper facilities over there. So when we take them there, the people whom we take, even in the first visit, they start asking questions like, why are these beautiful monuments in such shape? So there we know that why are these monuments not celebrated? Why are these monuments not on the list? So this is all the hidden politics of tourism, heritage and everything. So we are debating this, and we are asking people to go there. If we didn't have built such a movement, and if we are not going to, we have taken, like for the 17 years we have been taking people to these hillocks and sites. It is these footfalls which have saved these hills from the granite mafias who wanted to cut it like a cake. So now we have this massive footfalls, and we say that it is not green walk. Now every individual has to take their guests, take their families, take their relatives, take their apartments, take their locale. Everyone has to do that. So now we see, when I go to Kudi now on a given day, even now we can go, we see any given point of time, I see 200 people over there, and I think that's the success.
So the picture that we have seen in cinema about Madurai, like earlier it used to be the city of Sangamera, where Sangamera originated from, and all of it. And after that, it became Goripalayam, it became a violent city. The portrayal of Madurai is something which has been very violent. So how do you define Madurai, like as someone who has lived in the city for a very long time? What is your definition of Madurai, like for people who are outsiders?
For me, living in Madurai, I always feel Madurai as a very calm place. It's a very beautiful place. It's a place of coexistence. Like I always feel at home, and always I have been, like for the past 30 years, my house is filled with guests. I cater the needs of many of the friends who are coming over here. Everyone who comes to Madurai feels like they should stay for a day more, or they should do it again. So what does this, like, how does a person coming here feel that? I think that's the character of Madurai. Madurai is a very calm, peace-loving people, the best food, you have the history. Even walking inside the streets of Madurai, people would tell that even this is satisfying. So we have this tradition of Allangadis and Nalangadis for the past 2,500 years. So whatever the script that we have in Madurai Kanji is still available over here. Even at midnight you can eat in Madurai. It's a night that, it's a city that doesn't sleep. And that's the truth. So people, when they come here, they eat idlis at night 2 a.m. They feel that bloody, we can't do this in our city. So it's a peace-loving place. You can eat in a small shop. Even say you don't have money, they will just pat you and send you, போயிட்டு வாங்க அடுத்த முறை, next time bring the money. So
the hospitality.
So this hospitality, I always connect it to 3,000 years of hospitality. From Megasthenes, from Marco Polo to Ibn Battuta have felt the same as you would be feeling tonight if you go into the streets of Madurai. So this place has that hospitality going on for thousands of years, and that is what brings in people, brings in narratives, brings in fresh air into Madurai. Because time and again I am thinking that it is not that people are learned, But people of Madurai have been hearing stories from all the travelers who have come here. They have brought these stories, like I told you, all these guys have brought their stories from their distant land. They have come here and they have told these stories. That is why even a cobbler on the streets of Madurai will be talking international politics while doing his work, because he has been hearing these stories time and again. These stories are there in his DNA, in his gene. So when they have been hearing stories for the past 2000 years or 3000 years, they are well informed. And they are well informed means that is why Madurai is the cultural capital of the Tamils, the political capital of the Tamils. So time and again you see the importance of the biggest movies, the pujas would be done in Madurai. The biggest parties would be launched in Madurai. Why are they doing this?
Madurai has a special place.
That's it. So time and again I see that even if anything new is going to happen in Madurai, I am not surprised because I know this is the place which decides. So that's the pride feeling of being in Madurai.
And talking about the politics of Madurai, you said that its coexistence is something which is which is valued here. So you have been someone who has watched Thiruparankundram, who has been in Thiruparankundram several times. You train youngsters about the history of Thiruparankundram and the hillock. Now all of a sudden Thiruparankundram has become a hotly contested issue, where some people say there is a Deepathoon and there has been a ritual that has been stopped several years ago or decades ago. So what is your connection with Thiruparankundram and how do you see this issue panning out as a political issue in this election season?
See, the commoner in Thiruparankundram understands the whole political narrative, or he understands when a narrative newly is coming into the city. They can make it out about whom you are or who has brought this narrative. So I think in Madurai or in Thiruparankundram, peace is the underlying thing. The common agenda is peace and communal harmony and the goodwill of the people living over there. Now after this issue has been communalized, every shopkeeper there feels that if the communal agenda is going to get in, if we are going to allow the communal narrative to sit inside the minds of people, the footfalls to this city will drastically fall. Because Thiruparankundram town is completely, it relies on the tourist footfall. See, in Thiruparankundram you have around 250 Tirumana Mandapams, Kalyana Mandapams, where in every Muhurat, there are like at least 75 to 80 Muhurtam days, where in every day at least 1,000 marriages are performed over there. So 1,000 marriages into the business, Then you have the tourist season from Ayyappa Swamy to the Palani to the, so this how in 365 days, at least I think 200 days, 250 days are business days. So if you are going to put a false narrative, a communal narrative, if you are going to create tensions, if the city and its streets are going to be filled with police and barricades, no one is going to come over there and this whole city or town will lose all its business.
It will lose its sheen.
It lose its sheen and the people residing over there are going to face the brunt of it, the heat of it. They don't want that to happen. They can't lose their livelihood. So it is that the festival and the happiness and this tradition has to be multiplied. It doesn't need to be narrowed down. You are now boiling it down into a communal narrative where it will shatter the business, it will shatter the footfalls. See, if we are going to travel this way and we have a 144 in between, we will never cross. We will circumvent the city and go in a different direction. So that's going to happen in Thiruparankundram. So that's happening over there. So the people of Thiruparankundram are very strong. There may be some splinter groups which for some good reasons, for some good money or something of that kind would be falling prey to this. But the grand narrative is undisturbed and that can't be disturbed is what I feel.
Okay. And your personal experience about Thiruparankundram, you have been to Thiruparankundram several times. What has been your personal experience? Like how do you relate to it?
See, I have been living here for the past 30-35 years. Every week I go there, if possible every day or every week to the market. Or I have lot of people over there who are my close friends. They are all very close to my heart. Whenever I go there, I feel at home first. Drinking a tea over there and my favorite Murugan mixture shop over there, or my friends over there. I feel at home because I am connected to all the people. Even a Yelani tender coconut selling man is my friend. So when I walk through Thiruparankundram, all the faces are known faces to me for the past 30 years. And we all have been brothers and sisters and friends and relatives, and we are inseparable. Thiruparankundram is like inseparable in my life. That's why from my house, anytime I can just come to my first floor and keep seeing Thiruparankundram. It's close to my heart.
So this is something which is absolutely fascinating, because this is a live portrait of Thiruparankundram that Muthukrishnan has built, and he has set up here at his house. So if you go back a little and if you see this place, and there you can see Thiruparankundram, and this is a live picture.
So that's it. See, for me, my school days or my college days, whenever there was a rain or even showers, like we would be on the hilltop.
Okay.
We have spent our days and nights over there. We would go around 7, 8 p.m. to the hill and come climb down at morning 6 a.m. The whole night we will be on the hill. And we have taken all the celebrated writers of Tamil Nadu to spend a whole night over there. The whole night we'll be talking about how they became, how they started their career as a writer, how their novels, how their short stories, their writing, their travels. So many of the writers, we have taken them to the hilltop. I have gone there with my telescope, and full night I have been seeing like moon with craters, Saturn with rings, and Jupiter with 5 or 6 moons. So Thiruparankundram is like, this hillock is like an inseparable part of my life, because my learning happened over there. I grew, like I branched out with this hillock, seeing this hillock. My house was very close at that time. Now there is a distance separating me and the hill, but I was living just beneath the hill. So in a way it is like, whenever I go travel for countries, or I go somewhere long to Delhi, whenever I come back, as I from the airport or the railway station, the moment I see this hill, I feel like I have reached my place. It's not my house. Sighting the hill itself says that yes, you are into your ground zero. Like, it's a feeling. I can't put it in words.
So something which is very close to your heart is now being politicized. The history of that hillock, which stands for communal harmony, it's a symbol of communal harmony, like you said, is being weaponized for political reasons. What do you think about that?
There is a very deep pain in my heart. I can talk about this, I can contemplate, I can talk a lot, I have done that. But every time when I see that this place is politicized, or the narratives are weaponized, or something like they are pushing on hard. They are trying to push something into your mouth. A child, when you give food, it spits it out when it doesn't like it. But now you are forcing something into the mouth of a child. Like that, I see, like, it's such a beautiful place, and politics is being played over there. A new narrative, they are trying to set a narrative, and it is like poisoning a land. See, it is a fertile land and you want to poison it. The moment you poison it, it becomes barren. It doesn't work for you. You go to another point now, but you have made this a barren land. For me, I think I or anyone in Thiruparankundram living over there will never allow to poison that land, poison that narrative. See, you had all the chief ministers of Tamil Nadu, from Rajaji, Bhaktavasalan, MGR, Jayalalitha, Kalaignar, Anna. Everyone has been there, and the light has been lit at the perfect spot. And now, all of a sudden, you want to corner a government, or you want to gain something, and you want to build a new narrative that has not been existent over here. So people know that desperately something is going on. They don't have an agenda to speak. So to gain hold here, they want a narrative. It's a complete fake and new narrative that they want to establish. I am very positive in a way. I am deeply pained, and at the same time I am very positive that no Thiruparankundram Kar will allow it to happen.
Okay. There are two other fascinating things in this particular hall. Have you named this space something?
Like, yeah, I haven't named it yet. for people like you to reach, I named it a brick house.
A brick
Actually,
house,
I
yeah.
wanted to name it a Kilidi house, but then I thought thousands of tourists are coming. They will
So
arrive
they will
over
end up
here
here.
because as you enter my house, you can see the 3,000-year-old artifacts of the Kilidi being done over there. So I thought, no, let me go for a big house. Where we are standing, this is a meeting hall. Like this place, we have cultural discussions. People come over here. We have a lot of meetings happening over here in a regular basis.
Okay. Quickly explain to our viewers about this map, which is like something which is absolutely beautiful.
This is a very fascinating map that I have. Like this map was done in 1763 by French cartographers. Okay. So when Yusuf Khan was ruling Madurai, he is popular. There are two names like Mardanayagam. So at that time, like the British were about to attack him, and he goes to the French. He reaches out to the French government and asks them for support. So this is a French cartographers made defense map of Madurai, where you have the walled city of Madurai and you have all the French forces, various artillery to the various divisions that are around Madurai and their locations, and it's about Madurai. It's very a prized possession that I have.
Okay. And there is also another map. This is
Manohar Devada's painting of
Thiruparankundram. And it's recently done?
No, this is 60s.
Okay, 60s. Okay. Right, sir. Thank you so much for talking to us. It was a pleasure
Thank you,
interacting with
Shabbir,
you.
and thank you to all the News Minute readers who are watching this. Let us keep the narrative alive.
Thank you, sir.